Alright, Airsofters, back at it with another tech video. This time we're going to be using a generic mid-cap rather than the KWA. These are more common, I was asked to do this, and it's not much harder than the KWA. It is a slight bit trickier because the spring works slightly differently when taking it out, but other than that it works the same way as the KWA. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to move everything out of the way, and you're going to need to pop this and this right here in order to get the inner part separated from the outer part. And this I am really bad at, so give me a sec. Okay, now once you get those popped off, you should just be able to slide it right out of the shell, and that's when you get to this part. This part right here has 5 Phillips head screws on it, and don't know if yours will be the same or not. But to get to the inner, you're going to have to take those off. So I'm going to do that real quick and fast forward to when they're off. Now, for this one in specific, I'd recommend taking this screw out last because of the way you have to take out the spring, which is not the same as the KWA, but rather it's a bit more rough. So once you get that out, you're going to slowly but carefully remove the top part from the bottom part, and do this knowing that there is a compressed spring which will pop out hopefully like yours. And don't worry if it came out of the lining, that is fine and that will happen. And now you have them taken apart. So if your spring did pop out like that, that is totally fine if you're trying to take it apart, because it will not actually stay in the lining unless it is fully put together. And that's where putting it back together is a bit trickier, but it shouldn't be too hard. So once you take it off, you're going to notice the it looks basically the same as a KWA mag, because it basically is. The only thing that's different is the way you take off the outer shell and taking out the spring. Other than that, they're pretty much the same. So I do need to clean this one, so I'll be using this stuff and a cotton swab. That's how I recommend cleaning mags. You don't need a whole lot, but might as well get it in there. Just run it on the track. Not too difficult. And I would do this for both sides. Just to do it right. And you don't really need to clean anything other than the track, because that's the only thing that's making contact with the BB. So everything else in the gearbox is pretty much, it's fine if it's a little dirty. So get some lubricant in here. Once you get that all cleaned up, the next part, which is going to be the trickiest part, is putting it all back together. And now, depending on if you're good at this or not, it might take a couple tries, or it might not. I was able to get it on my second try. And so what you do basically is you find the bottom piece, which is going to be the one with that little thing, the lock right there, whatever it's called, I don't really care. I'm going to take that, and actually leaving this close by, you're going to need that. You're going to try and take the spring and put it back on its little track, if that's what you want to call it. There's probably a name for it, but I don't really care at the moment. And don't put it in upside down like I almost did. Okay, I almost lost this piece, which is actually very important. And so going to set that in there, and you're going to try and line it up on the track. When you're doing this, it's going to come undone. It's just going to happen. That's the nature of it. But it's not a big deal. So once you do get it, I'm not going to cut this out because I don't have another hand to pause. So let's see. So once you get it in like that, I know it's hard to see because my hands are in the way. So you can get it like that, and I don't know. I could use my face maybe. It's tricky. It's for sure. It's tricky. So just want to make sure it's in there correct, and then you're going to try and slide the top part on. It's okay that the spring right here is feeding out. That's a-okay. That's how I did it the first time. And there's nothing wrong with it. So you're going to try and get this on here without being a scrub like me. Let's try it a different way this time. So we're going to take this. I'm going to put it back on there like that. But rather than tightening it and being done with it like you think you would, let's feed it in there slowly. Now you're going to have to be kind of careful doing this because you're going to have to... Actually, no, that won't work because this is long. So let's try... Okay, I'll cut it out until I figure out how to do this. Okay, figured out a way to do it. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to set this piece right here on the track, and you're just going to leave it there. And then you're going to take the top piece, you're going to set it on there, lined up, nice and neat, and then you're going to slightly open it up, just so that you can start feeding the spring through, like so. Let's see if I can get a better view. And then you just slide it down. I'm sorry if you can't see right now, I'm trying to do it without it doing anything strange. And you're going to notice as you start pushing it in, you're going to encounter some tension, because obviously you're tensioning up the spring. So once you get that, you're going to be about right here, and that's all you do is you keep doing the same thing. Is you just, or I can probably line it up now. So you just bring this apart just a little bit, and you push down, and you'll eventually get it back to where it usually is in the gun, like that. And then you just push down, and it should be working as long as you don't do that. Alright, so as soon as you finish doing that, it actually popped open, so I screwed one of these in right here so that would prevent it from popping out again, and did the exact same thing I did last time, just feeding it in slowly. After you get that, now comes the easy part of just screwing everything in and tightening everything back up. This should only take a minute or two, so I will fast forward to when I get these all screwed in. Okay, once you have all of these screws in, you are basically done with everything that is difficult, which that shouldn't have been too difficult. And all you're going to do now is you're going to put it back in its casing. You might need to pinch these right here down just a little bit to get it back in. And once it's in, make sure these click back into place, and you're done. If that was the hardest part, I am so sorry for you. If this video helps, leave a like, maybe subscribe. I do this every week, if possible. And I do want to know if you want to see a video on a rack, like a gear holder, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty simple. I was wondering if you guys wanted to see a video on that. And for those of you who are wondering, yeah, my room is, yeah, it's awesome. America. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more stuff like it, let me know. If you have any requests, let me know, and I will try to get to them. Thank you, and goodbye.